Hello, beautifuls. When you live in a foreign country where English is not the main language, things can get lost in translation. And that is what happened to me when I went to a local witchy shop to buy some herbs, and I asked for mugwort and instead was given wormwood. I didn't realize the mistake, but honestly, I wouldn't even call it a mistake because though it wasn't what I wanted, it was exactly what I needed. I didn't realize the mistake until I got home. The voices that guide me kept saying, "Look at the herb, touch it." They moved these sensations in my body that made me feel that something was wrong. Not bad wrong, just off. So when I got home, I pulled out the brown paper bag that the shop usually puts their loose dried herbs in, and I pour some of the herb into my hand, and immediately I can see and feel from the texture of the herb that it wasn't mugwort. Even its energy felt similar to mugwort, but not the same. I was confused, but I quickly realized what had happened. In my attempt to practice my horrid language skills, I mistranslated the type of mugwort that I wanted. Though to be fair, I didn't even know they carried anything other than normal mugwort. So when I asked for true mugwort in the language the shop assistant spoke, which is Czech, it was translated as true wormwood or true mugwort. I ended up identifying the herb that I actually bought by the Latin or scientific name of the plant, which I never really focused on, that was printed on my receipt. So even though this was a mistake on my part, it was a very happy mistake. I had no idea who Wormwood was, so I went into research mode and began working with them extensively. I understand now that the family of mugwort is extensive, and though different in some ways, wormwood is sometimes called mugwort. The mugwort family is a part of a large, diverse genus of plants called Artemisia. Some common herbs you may have heard of in the Artemisia family would be mugwort, wormwood, and sagebrush. But honestly, there are over 200 plant spirits in this family. The Latin or scientific name of mugwort is Artemisia vulgaris, and for wormwood is Artemisia absinthium. I recognized absinthium as absinthe. Though I've never tried it, I know of absinthe as the famous strong spirit drink that once upon a time was dangerous because it made people see visions while drinking it. What I didn't know was that absinthe uses several plants, but the main plant included was wormwood. And it was discovered that because of the once dangerous quantities of wormwood that was used in absinthe, that wormwood was the reason the drink invoked visions. So one of the spiritual uses of wormwood is their ability to summon spirits and allow for spiritual communication. And because it's a part of the Artemisia family, like mugwort, they can aid in psychic development and growth and clairvoyance. However, when wormwood is combined with mugwort, it's believed that they are a powerful combination in aiding in prophetic messages and summoning spirits. Though specifically with wormwood, I found that they don't calm you. They are an activator, a fighter. Wormwood tends to naturally be connected with your solar plexus area and that energy center, which is right above your belly button. The solar plexus tends to be focused on your self-esteem, confidence, and personal power. And problems in this area tends to lead to blockages and problems in your heart energy center. So working with wormwood for any of these reasons related to the solar plexus region can be very healing and an amplifier. Wormwood is also great when it comes to protection, especially banishings, uncrossings, and exorcisms of ghosts. When it comes to banishings, wormwood is good to utilize when you are wanting to return malevolent spells or energy back to its source. For me, there's a kind of vibe of you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here type of energy that wormwood brings. And wormwood feels to be more potent than mugwort in its removal of parasitic energy. Now, I have seen where people use wormwood for boundary magic, and so they would place them at doorways or the edge of a garden due to wormwood having very strong roots. However, because of these strong roots, like mugwort, they are seen as invasive plants, and I believe in a few places it's illegal to plant them because of their invasiveness. So people suggest that you place wormwood and even mugwort in their own pots. However, with wormwood, they particularly don't do well alongside any other plants. And usually they like to be alone in full sunlight and dry conditions. Despite wormwood's loner status, they can be effective, as I said, with mugwort, but also sandalwood. However, I would communicate with the spirit of the herb every time I use it and just ask if they would want to be mixed with anything, even with mugwort. Wormwood is like the person who would go to a party early to see their favorite people, but then leave once everyone else starts to come. Though there are questions if wormwood would even show up at all. For their correspondences, wormwood is said to be connected to the planets Mars or Saturn. Their elements can be fiery or earthy, and on an energy level, they fall on the masculine spectrum. Lastly, in regards to how you can use wormwood, they can be used in infusions, tinctures, and oils. However, pure wormwood oil is a strong poison, and excessive use of the plant can cause poisoning. However, with proper dosage, it is said that there is little or no danger, so I would be very careful in digesting it and to seek a professional, especially if you are looking to use wormwood for internal medicinal over external spiritual uses. Accidentally buying and discovering this herb was a happy mistake because I was going for mugwort, but I feel I was led to wormwood. And lo and behold, it wasn't mugwort that I was truly looking for. Wormwood was exactly what I needed as soon as I started communicating and learning about them. And I feel like this experience has also taught me the importance of using the Latin or scientific names, because there's just extensively so much to discover and so many plant spirits that are out there. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this journey of learning about Wormwood. I hope that you enjoyed it, and until the next one, beautifuls, truth and love.